Did you know, when it comes to relationships and those who are born with a very strong connection and experience of the Pisces energy in their life, in their natal chart, Pisces has a weird relationship with dingy, unsuspecting, dodgy people that they find interesting or unique. And if we uneducated, then we will just say, yeah, this Pisces has secrets. And you don't really know what this Pisces likes. There was one person that looks all right for the family. And then after 10 o'clock, a Pisces has a very different kind of appetite, interest. And again, a person that you don't think this person they would get along, somehow a Pisces goes down that road and that rabbit hole. Now, I'm here to explain why this happens to you, Pisces. Why you have dated some experiences. And if you sit back whilst I'm making you aware of this, you're sitting there saying, oh shit, I think this guy's right. I really have dated some movies, because that's the best way to understand it. I don't like chastising your experience of a zodiac sign, pushing you towards these very dodgy characters, especially when it comes to trauma. You would have noticed the one pattern with these people is that in the beginning it's fun, honeymoon phase, everything is happy-go-lucky, yay, yay. And then when you start really going now deeper, Pisces, and you start your zodiac starts like running deep into the roots of the person. You start feeling out the mother, the father, even if you are cheating, and it's just purely sexual, which is very likely with the Pisces, because you are the most watery of all water, and sex is your offering your body is your love language. So if a Pisces says I love you, and they committed to you in a relationship, their love language is I'll do anything for you. Dare me, really dare me in terms of what you think I won't do, I'll do. And a Pisces, literally, if you play reverse psychology with a Pisces, it's so silly, but it works every time. If you're in a relationship with a Pisces and you say, Pisces, you'll never do this. Looking at you, no, you all prim and proper. You're not by the streets, Pisces. A Pisces says, what? You don't think I'll okay? And then they won't. Maybe on the spot. Maybe some Pisces will on the spot, but they ninjas with like proving their love language to you. If you don't think that's the case, so normally this subject matter is the reason why they go to these very dingy places. Like they date someone that maybe attraction wise is like, is that? And the reason why is because Pisces is a energy that is round. Pisces is all about completion. So a Pisces can and have the ability, the allure, the mystical energy about them to attract whoever they want to attract. Go ask the Pisces bloody woman. Yes, like they live by this ego. Like they know they can pull men. But I'm always like, look at the quality of men that you are pulling, Pisces. They're all not self-aware. I mean, I can then play that game with you then, because I'm aware of something you're not aware of, and that's beyond letting the zodiac sign predict who you are. Rather, being in awareness of prediction is transcendental experience of life, as opposed to I am a Pisces, team Pisces. Can you observe the energy of Pisces within your actions, and in that practice become detached? Because you want to detach from that circle. The circle, which was essentially what I was trying to unpack, is one side of a Pisces can attract all beauty. Pisces can attract beauty in their dating, who they like. It is beautiful. Like if a Pisces says this person is handsome, beautiful, gorgeous. Their energy is just, oh, there's something about you. And whether they're black, white, a race they've never seen, a Pisces eye and a Pisces energy can sense beauty and spot out beauty quick. And then they saw me give advice. You should be a model. You should get into this. You should really do this. And a Pisces is very good at networking. I don't know why some of you bastards haven't hooked me up already. Imagine I'm offering you all this beautiful knowledge and then you just sitting there quiet still. Excuse me? Come on. Make shenanigans there. Put two and two together. Send this to the people. Let it go. Help a brother. But Pisces is phenomenal at networking and, they're the ones that will say, you belong here. Your beauty belongs here. But that's one side of the circle. The other side of the circle is that which is underneath, as above, so below. So whatever the Pisces does where people are looking, a Pisces is also doing where people aren't looking. And where people aren't looking is these like Tinder. Pisces loves Tinder. Social media dating app or social dating apps, internet dating apps. They are a sucker for environments like that. Them and Geminis. Because they get to play and they get to see the other side of the circle. They don't just see the beauty and the hot. They weirdly can be attracted to something that is so far from the beauty and the hotness, even when it comes to wealth. Trust me, a Pisces is very bougie and likes comfort and convenience. It's what they live by. But where matters of the heart is and what a Pisces is attracted to, they can be attracted to some people who live in places and environments where, again, the Pisces is like, if they're in love, there's a weird it's like it doesn't worry them, or they'll assimilate and become part of the environment and not judge the environment. And yeah, they will entertain a version that, again, you will be shocked by and be like, I never thought you'd date someone from this area or in this space. And it can be vice versa as well. Someone from a very deprived socioeconomic environment, and then boom, there's just someone really wealthy. And if that person just so happens to be a water sign, like I said, a Pisces allures. Pisces has something about it. So it's not constraint in only rich Pisces get along with rich Pisces, or people who are socially, economically deprived and they Pisces. Yeah, they only stay with those who are. They mix. They become circles and they intertwine. They know those who are affluent. They know those who nobody knows. And they love dabbling in the two. So when it comes to what they do in the dark, a Pisces literally has a life after dark. There's another version of them that wakes up. Sometimes they're ashamed of that shit next morning because they're like, oh my word, what did I actually do? But I wouldn't want you to judge yourself. I would want you rather to understand what you were born with. I believe that the relationship that this zodiac sign is allowing you to have with that which is good and that which is bad is very much a dualistic practice. And if you really want to learn from that which is good and bad and not really become attached to the shame that some of you have done in the bad, I would instead negate from that and say, don't you think you have such a privilege of being able to be on both sides? And don't you think it's such a beautiful thing that you can reminisce and observe yourself and you know both sides? And if you're able to do that, you are closer to non-attachment, where you become very aware of the behavior and then can create your own karmic cycle, as opposed to being subjected to the karmic cycle of, hey, I know if I'm lonely and I'm a Pisces and I have no one around me, I'm going to go to the dating apps, or I'm going to go to the bar, or I'm going to meet someone. And yeah, your level of what you accept Pisces in a place of desperation, like you can be really desperate and you can settle and really settle. But that always is a reflection of whatever has been settling for years in whatever shit you have gone through in your life. But I just think, don't ever shame yourself in the good and the bad. Know that you are yin and yang in your experience of Pisces. So whether you are there by the wealthy, affluent, and what everybody accepts, neat and tidy, or whether you're there by the scruffy, raw, unfiltered, raw desire, either way, you are experiencing the spectrum. And the aim, if I was your teacher, Pisces, I would say the aim is to feel both and then detach. Observe the behaviors and detach. You are closer to being yourself than you are to attaching to either side of good or bad. Neither of the duality is really the one you want to work towards. It is the observation of either one and feeling the behavior come over you and then being able to make a choice, real choice, as opposed to determinism. It's a very interesting theme of study that Robert Sapolsky, a book called Determinism. I suggest you read, Pisces. I do know you have a short attention span, so I don't think you're going to get deep into it. But if you want some research behind my theories here, that man don't believe in much spiritual, yet it is me, a spiritual person, who actually agrees with the deterministic idea that most humans live by. I just take that ideology and elevate it to the zodiac placements because it's very much the same. And because you're very sensitive, Pisces, your biggest karma is to not try and act like these experiences are you. But you are given the most sensitive environment, which will convince you that whatever you have done is because of you. It's happening because of you. When something bad happens, it's like, is it me, God? You punishing me. When something good happens, it's a short-lived experience, in indulgence, and then whoop, it's gone again. So it's always this ebb and flow. But yeah, either way, I think it's special. I think it's incredibly special, and being able to observe is the main thing. Don't attach. It's going to be hard. You're sensitive, but don't attach at all. Just observe and don't be shy to experience. Another area that Pisces struggles with is their gut, and it's because they're trying to regulate their experience of life because of how it's like when you go on a roller coaster and you're trying to resist the motion in which the flippant thing is throwing you towards. And my dad, Aries, he once told me, lean into the momentum. You will notice that your stomach turns from anxiety to pure like adrenaline and joy. And because I was trying to like understand the science behind it and give him the benefit of the doubt, I did that. I preempted every turn in the roller coaster and I went first, leaning into the dip, and I felt a very different experience of the roller coaster. You as Pisces, I suggest the same thing. You will have intuition that gives you an idea of what's to come, what intuitive experiences you see related to your family. But the idea is not to lean into the experience of, I need to do something about it. That's the predictability. The idea is to know that there's a choice of another option, which is just to lean into faith. When you lean into things that overwhelm your system, that's where the anxiety kicks in, the overthinking kicks in, the worrying kicks in, the stressing kicks in, and this is how you know you're leaning into the wrong place, or rather you are resisting against the motion of life. Leaning into faith, which is, I don't know, I'm not sure, I have no idea, or knowing how to say no, Pisces, allows you now to observe the roller coaster in a very different experience. So you're not surprised by momentums. The momentum came, but you led into what your stomach told you at that moment in time. If you have, you give. If you don't have, you don't give. If you don't give, it's not the end of the world. The simple example just gives you an idea that there's such an opposite feeling that you can get and generate if you give yourself the chance to know that there's choice outside of the predictability. And a lot of that has a lot to do with not shaming yourself, Pisces, because Lord have mercy, I know you can feel very ashamed for the kind of dirty things you do or you think. And I'll say, don't do that. That's not the aim. Just observe it. Don't judge it. And then don't hold shame. Very important. If you want to do this exercise of just leaning into the wave, into the roller coaster, shame can't be present. So you have to make peace with whatever you have done and say, that is a version of me that experienced life and I was given the chance to experience it. I now know what it relays as a consequence, but it does not make you any less of a person. It only fulfills and enriches the soul's understanding of human existence. You get what I'm saying? Now you don't create mental ideas of what you think you are. And now there's a lightness in how you go about experiencing things. So, again, faith and your stability in caring for your faith really helps this a lot in the long run. If you don't have faith and you don't have a stability in your faith, then that will show in your behavior. Then, really, you're becoming just predictable behavior. But stability in faith really will educate a long distance relationship with not attaching to this dark side or just the prim and proper righteous side. It's flipping between the two and acting intuitively in both spaces with no judgment and no attachment. I hope you enjoyed this, Pisces. You're getting a small little snippet of the Pisces bootcamp. This is what the people are going to hear. We're doing it in March. If you're watching this in March, it's too late. But if you're watching this before March, then yeah, you can always email if you want to join. I think there's a couple of spaces left. It's all online, Pisces. Only Pisces allowed. And the more Pisces you are in your chart, the more this will relate to you. Outside of that, please do also share in the comment section whether all of this makes sense with you or even resonates with you. Send it to a Pisces. Let's see whether it connects to them too. Keep well, Pisces.